Nietzsche. What did they do to him? What did they do to his memory? Sitting there thinking about the dictionary again. What do I do with this? I make it go away. Just like words, just like books. Burn it. Fahrenheit 451. The temperature at what books burn. Ray Bradbury. I still don't really know the temperature at which hair burns, but I got a couple of marks, and my eyebrows burned up. Nietzsche, Friedrich. Talk about how his sister took all his meanderings. The guy fucking... Like anybody who writes shit down. He doesn't publish it. It's just a thought, you know. You gotta get that thought out. As soon as I write something down, it's gone. I have to come across it again before I remember doing it. Sometimes. But, yeah, you just get it out. It's your meanderings. And in Nietzsche's defense, he was friends with, I believe it was Richard Wagner. And Wagner, he became openly anti-Semitic. And Nietzsche dumped him as a friend, divorced him. He said, I can't have that. He didn't agree with the way he thought. And so when you look at the stuff we think of Nietzsche, it's because his bitch of a sister took his notes, stuff that was never meant to be seen by anybody, and fucking got it published, and Hitler loved it. So we make connections with Hitler now. This dictionary is 1969. It's the wrong one. I've got one around here that has the definition I was looking for, but it's in a different room. It's not the one I keep by me. Oh, open the book. To the ends, to the L's, chapter, page 913. We look down here. This definition of Nietzsche. Friedrich Wilhelm, 1844 to 1900. German philosopher. Already that's wrong. He didn't call himself a philosopher, he called himself a philologist. He was a man who studied words. And the thing is, that's how you get to the point. You can have all the thoughts and feelings in the world. Oh, you can rail on ideas all day long. An ideology, an idiotology. But to understand words, you can put thoughts together that make connections. And that's why I didn't like the idea of slang from the very beginning. I mean, look at us. We can't even read shit the Egyptians wrote. We can't even read Shakespeare and understand what the fuck he's talking about without studying it. It's only been hundreds of years, and we keep changing the meanings. Why? We've got the youth. That's the way it's always been. Change the meaning of something. Why? so that they feel creative. I made something. I said, well, you made something that's making us harder to communicate. That's something. Thing is, that's what this definition says. The dictionary I was hoping it was the definition where it says Nietzsche, Friedrich Wilhelm, 1844 to 1900. He was 56, German philosopher. And then it has a semicolon and it says died of syphilis. That's all you got to say about this guy? I mean, according to his story, he'd been with one woman in his life. He was an asexual person, but he had to know what it was about. Same way I went to college, just to see. So these fuckers that went to college couldn't tell me something without me knowing that they were full of shit. I went to see how they lived. So it seems to me that was probably about it. I think about 18, he went to a prostitute and he got syphilis. And he died of it because people died of syphilis back then. That's what they give us about him. Died of syphilis. What better way to put somebody down? Let's look back here. Oh, there it is. Jesus, founder of Christianity, 6 maybe BC to 29 maybe AD. That puts him at 35 anyway. And the son of Mary, regarded in the Christian faith as Christ, the Messiah. Christ the Messiah. In Christian science, the highest human corporeal concept of the divine idea. Also, Jesus Christ, Jesus of Nazareth. Oh, there's a second Jesus there. I don't know why it comes second. Seems like it should come first. Because it says, the son of Sirach lived about the 3rd or 4th century BC, author of Ecclesiasticus. Who's that Jesus? We don't hear much about him. He's got a story in the Bible before Jesus was ever born, but they don't talk about him. Oh, black sheep uncle, the crazy uncle that was running around the planet, saying crazy thoughts, and somehow he said something crazy enough to be remembered by, but they forgot his name. That way, you ignore something, it disappears. But I wonder why, if Nietzsche is written as just a philosopher that died of syphilis, forgetting everything he was all about, telling us not how we should be, but how we are. Maybe you should pay attention to that. Why didn't they put Jesus as bastard son, hanging out with whores, and hoodlums? From about 6 BC maybe, we're not sure, question mark, to 29 AD maybe, question mark. Why didn't they put that? I mean, it seems like at the time it was a pretty cool thing to be. I mean, you look at the Greeks and Romans were there at the time with their stuff, their Sol Invictus and all that. All their stuff has great stories about bastard children that were fucking around and killing things, creating trouble. When did this story change? When did it become such a bad thing to be a bastard child hanging out with whores and screwing up everything that had been put in place?